Hello, my name is Samuel, and I'm here today to show you how to make your own homemade kombucha red wine. Now, this substance right here is my own homemade brew. My wife calls it hooch, but really what it is it's kombucha it's kombucha using grape juice, natural Brewers yeast, which is loaded with nutrients. Let me zoom in here so you can see. This will be the most healthiest, antioxidant-rich, nutrient-rich red wine you have ever consumed. But this is all the vitamins and nutrients that just the yeast has in it. It's really good for your gut, really good for your blood, for your entire body, for that matter, in my belief. And also, I use regular sugar. So this has been sitting for about a week, and I'll show you how to make it in just a second. So what you do is, let me just clamp this down real quick. Okay, so what you do is, I get a gallon mason ball jar, and I got one of these. I got these at Target. They're like 12 bucks. They're wonderful. Holds a gallon of liquid. I use one of my wife's stockings. I just took the foot part and cut it, but you want to make it where it breathes so oxygen gets in and out, because inside of this gallon ball jar is actually living organisms in here, and they're good bacteria. It's cultures type of deal for your gut. And so this is called kombucha, and basically it's fermented tea or fermented juice, but in this instance we're fermenting grape juice. And I just got this grape juice from the local supermarket. So this, like I said, this has been sitting 7 days. It's ready to go. So what you do is you just pour out whatever you want to put in the refrigerator to drink. Oops, kind of making a mess here. But you always want to leave some in there. You don't have to leave this much. In this case, I'm going to leave this much. But normally, you just want to leave like that much in the bottom of your original batch to start your new batch. So this is the week-old kombucha. Some people call it kombucha. I call it kombucha because it's easier for me to pronounce. But it's kombucha red wine. Super healthy for you. So good to taste. You just want to put it in the refrigerator and get nice and ice cold and drink it. You'll thank me later once you make it. Alright, so in order to make it, you're going to need one of these. And if you look at this, this is probably the biggest scobe you've ever seen in your life. This is a monster scobe. This, what you're looking at, it's actually like 2 scobies. But, yeah, it's like 2 scobies in one. But every time you make a batch, it always makes a baby scobe. So that's the baby scobe. And this is my original scobe. Look at this monster baby. Have you ever seen a scobe this big before? Now, what you're looking at here, what you're witnessing, is a live organism. And this is like a colony. So this is actually living. So, like, deep down in here, they're like living and having a life. They're carrying a life on. But it's good bacteria, good organisms, and all that good stuff. And the scobe. And so this is what makes it the kombucha. And then the sugar and the yeast and the juice or the tea, I like using grape juice because it makes a really good flavorful red wine, is what gives it the flavor. So this gives it the nutritional organism for the kombucha, and this gives it like some more nutrition, but also flavor, and this gives it some more nutrition, and this is what makes it ferment along with this sugar. So, in order to get one of these, what I did is I went to the store and I bought a bottle of kombucha, just a regular little bottle of kombucha, and it doesn't have this like this in it. But I took it and I just poured it in here, and I put some sugar in it, and I put some juice in it, and about a week later, it formed one of these. And then from that, over time, probably about 6 months, it grew into this big, a massive behemoth. So there you have it. Okay, so this is ready to drink, ready to go in the refrigerator. I put a lid on it, but you got to be careful because once you put a lid on it, if you tighten it and it doesn't have room to breathe, the lid will pop off because it creates pressure in there. So I'll put this in the refrigerator. Get it ready to drink for later. Actually, I'll put it in the freezer for now. Alright, so this is some of my original batch. I just leave it in the bottom here. I put my scobe, my massive behemoth scobe, back in there. Just like that. And then I'm going to put the baby back in there too, because they're kind of like a family. Alright. And so get that in there. And then what you do is you put yeast in. So the yeast and the scobe and the juice and the sugar will ferment. And it'll create a lot more live organisms in there, the good ones that you need. So just put some yeast in there, and you can just eyeball it. I just put a bunch in there. It doesn't, as long as you got some in there, it'll ferment. I just put like a bunch in there. I guess there's no real amount that you really have to put in. Okay, let me support it like this. Alright. And like I said, this yeast is super healthy for you. Healthy for your gut. Like you can see like all the stuff it has. Folic acid, vitamin B1, vitamin B2, vitamin B6, niacin, biotin, phosphorus, magnesium, copper, zinc, manganese, potassium, just a bunch of stuff. It's really good for you. Anyways, put that in there. Pour your juice in. Grape juice. You want to use grape juice. It makes it taste really good. Just like that. Then pour some sugar in there. Just regular sugar. Now, you gotta remember, the organisms in here, they love sugar. It feeds off of sugar. So the more sugar you put in there, the bigger your SCOBY will get, and the happier it'll be, because the more food it'll have to ferment and to grow. So you put the sugar in. I just put a bunch of sugar in. But you gotta remember, the juice already has sugar in it too. So I put the sugar in there, and then I stir it up. You want to be careful because when you stir it up, you don't want to abuse your SCOBY. Because every time you hit it, it's basically giving it an earthquake. Think of like a big spoon just hitting the earth and like shaking everything up. Because they're living in there, in their colony inside that SCOBY. But you just want to shake it up a little bit. You know, but you don't want to cause trauma to your SCOBY. Stir it up. Alright. So it's nice and stirred up. I'm going to fill it all the way up. Alright. Stir it up a little bit more. Alright, and there you have it. Now this is ready to sit another week, another 7 days, and then it'll be ready to you pour out, put in the refrigerator, and drink again. There you have it. That's how you make kombucha red wine. Super healthy. You'll drink it, you'll feel good, it'll treat your body really good, and it'll taste good. So that's what it looks like. Now I'm going to clean up my mess so my wife doesn't trip out when she sees the counter in the morning. And then what I do is dry off the bottom here. Wipe this down. When I take it and I just put it in my cabinet. In my kitchen. So here's my kitchen cabinet. Just put it in there, just like that.